Strength is what we gain from the madness we survive. Chapter 1. Steele pulled a toothpick out of his mouth and flicked it across the bar at Moose to get his attention. "Who's the new girl?" Moose straightened up from behind the bar and narrowed his eyes on Steele. "Why?" "Because maybe I want a motherfucking lap dance, that's why." The manager of Heaven's Angels Gentlemen's Club barked out a laugh. "You're too motherfucking cheap to pay for a lap dance." Steele twisted his neck to look at the woman on the stage who was working the pole like a fucking pro gymnast. And looked like one, too. A lot of guys didn't like a muscular woman, but that just left more for him. Because it no fucking doubt did it for him. He wasn't like his veteran brothers and fellow shadows, who went for the softer, curvy, cuddly type. Fuck no. Though he had to admit, their women had some great tits. But then, so did the woman who worked the men who sat along the stage, encouraging them to tuck their last dollar into her G-string. Though Steele doubted her tits were real. Didn't matter. He'd still let her crush his cock with those thighs, or those implants. He liked when women had enough muscles to crack a walnut, or his balls. And with strength came endurance, meaning they could ride him for a long time. While he just sat back and enjoyed the show. He grinned. "Give me another fucking toothpick." Steele could hear Moose's sigh, even over the loud music which was rocking the joint. The big biker threw a box of toothpicks onto the bar in front of Steele. "That box has your fucking name on it. No one in this decade except assholes chews on fucking toothpicks." Steele gave Moose the finger while saying, "Chew on this." He tucked a fresh pick into his mouth and slid the box across the bar top toward the Dirty Angels MC member. Moose didn't need to know the reason for his habit. One of the servers stopped in front of him, blocking his view of Moose. That didn't matter either, since Tawny was much prettier than Moose, and she wore a tight leather corset, not a leather cut, and had a bottle opener tucked between her generous cleavage. "Hey, honey. Haven't seen you around in a while." "Been busy." He leaned over the bar so she was sure to hear him. "Hey, who's the new girl?" Tawny's eyes slid over to the stage and back to Steele. "Why?" Steele sat back, shaking his head. "Really?" Tawny raised her tawny eyebrows at him. "Yeah, really." Steele swore he heard Moose laughing behind her. He frowned. "Get me a beer." "Please?" Tawny added. "Last I checked, Tawny, you're a fucking server. Your customer shouldn't have to say please for you to serve them." "You might not have been here in a while, Steele, but I see you haven't changed. You're still an asshole." "Can't expect miracles." Tawny leaned over the bar, giving him a good view of her tits. "Her name is Cherry, and I hope she makes you swallow your own fucking dick. Get your own goddamn beer." She stomped away on her 4-inch heels. "You hear that?" he asked Moose, who was now leaning back against the counter, his thick, tattooed arms crossed over his chest, a huge smile on his bearded face. The man was a big boy, not only tall, but almost half as wide. "Heard it?" "Well?" "Well, what? I agree with everything she fucking said." "Great customer service," Steele grumbled. "You get a pass here, Steele, only 'cause of who you are. That's the only fucking reason. Now, if you really want to pay for a lap dance, Cherry ain't cheap. She's got skills that are worth every fucking penny. Got me?" "Gotcha. How much?" 50 for 15. But that 15 will be good enough to make you blow your load." Steele whistled low, yanked his wallet out of his back pocket, and threw the money at Moose. The biker grabbed it, jerked his chin up at one of the DAMC prospects working as a bouncer, and then pointed at Cherry. The prospect did an answering chin lift and moved off. "VIP Red Room, 15 minutes. Make sure you tip her well." Steele grinned and slid off the stool. But Moose wasn't done yet. "You know the rules. No fucking touching, Steele, or I'll have one of the prospects toss you the fuck out, and then all you did was blow your 50. one of those young prospects, wouldn't be enough. Just want to inquire about her workout routine. He tossed over his shoulder with a wink as he headed toward the private rooms at the back of the strip club. 10 minutes later, he was staring at Cherry's bulletproof ass as it was bent over in front of him and she was shaking it. It hardly wiggled. No surprise his cock was as hard as her ass. But it was the way her muscles flexed that got him off the most. And when she turned and climbed onto his lap, yeah. Maybe he wasn't allowed to touch her, but nothing stopped the ladies from touching their customers. It was their choice, and apparently, Cherry saw something she liked. The only thing she still wore was a thong, which was no more than a string up her ass and over her hips, and obscenely high heels. As she ground down against his cock, he groaned, then was surprised when she shoved his face into her tits with a hand at the back of his head. Yeah, maybe this was worth $50. She was definitely getting a tip. "You want the extra special?" she asked, her voice husky. The extra special. He pulled his head away from her tits, dropped his gaze to her crotch, and then closed his eyes, his heart racing. For fuck's sake, don't tell me she has a dick. Don't have a dick. Don't have a fucking dick. Are you tucking? Cherry stopped grinding against him. What? Are you tucking your dick? His voice might have cracked when he asked that. My dick? She repeated with her eyebrows now dropped low and pinned together. Is that the extra special? You having a dick? Cherry jumped off his lap, and before he could stop her, slammed both palms into his shoulders, knocking both him and the chair backward. He hit the ground hard, his head bouncing off the floor with a grunt. You asshole! She screeched, picked up her scraps of clothing and flung open the door. He's an asshole! She screamed at the prospect who had been standing outside the door. Fuck, Steele muttered, untangling himself from the chair. He heard a snicker and saw the prospect's head quickly disappear from the open doorway. Just as he got to his feet, his cell phone buzzed in his back pocket. He pulled it out and saw it was a text from Diesel. Did Moose call the big man already about what just happened? There was no way. Fuck. He opened the text. It was typical D, short and to the point. Here, now. He assumed here was the warehouse and now was not negotiable. It was close to 9 o'clock. It was late for the boss man to be working, so it had to be important. Moose ain't happy with you, asshole. That's why I'm here? Fuck no. So, does Cherry have a dick? How the fuck do I know if the fucking bitch has a dick? Got 3 kids and an old lady. You think I got fucking time to watch Snatch swing around a goddamn pole? Then I got you 6 to deal with. Always trying to fucking take work on for fucking free. Like we're a fucking charity. Well, we ain't. Okay then. Why am I here? 'Cause a paying job fell into my fucking lap and I'm assigning it to you. Steele sat up straighter in the chair in front of Dee's desk. Or what should be Dee's desk. It was covered in loose crayons, rag dolls, and a couple stray pacifiers. What kind of job? Steele hesitated and wrinkled his nose at the sudden stink. Did you shit yourself? Fuck, Dee muttered and lifted a month-old sleeping Scarlet up to his nose. Fuck. There's gotta be a clean diaper in this mess somewhere, Steele said, glancing around the office that was jam-packed with baby and toddler shit. You want a changer? Steele's eyes snapped back to Diesel's. No fucking way. When Violet was born, Dee wouldn't let anyone touch her. Now at kid number 3, he wasn't so worried. In fact, he might even hand her over to a stranger just for a diaper change. He didn't blame the big man. The moment changing shitty diapers was added to his job duties, Steele was out. Where's Julie? Home? Trying to get some fucking sleep? Well, now what? Fuck, he muttered again, hauling his big body out of his office chair and handing a stinky Scarlet off to Steele. I don't want her. Just hold her till I find a fucking diaper. Steele held the baby as far away from him as possible. Like you, kid, but not when you've crapped your pants. Diesel looked like the Hulk smashing up a city as he dug through shit on the floor searching for a diaper. Didn't you bring a diaper bag along? Steele bit back his laugh at picturing Dee with a pink diaper bag hanging over his bulky, tattooed arm. Fucking forgot. Steele smirked. That'll teach you. Dee grunted and kept digging. Finally, he found an open box of diapers, snagged one, and after pushing shit off his desk, Steele had to turn away so he didn't gag. Dee cleaned up his girl and changed her, all while muttering curses. When he was done, and after he settled himself and Scarlett back into his chair, he got back to business like the big badass behind the desk hadn't just wiped a baby's ass. Got a call from a guy. A guy? Diesel cocked a brow at him. Oh, shut up. Don't think you fucking can, Diesel grumbled. Got a call from a guy about doing some personal security for a girl. A girl? Diesel gave him a look and Steele raised his palms. Go on. Girl's got a stalker. Can't shake him. Guy doesn't know who it is. Got the pigs involved and nothing so far. Worried she's gonna get hurt or taken out. Guy's her manager. For what? She's an athlete or some such shit. Who fucking cares? Paying good. We'll put a nice chunk of scratch in your fucking pocket for more lap dances by chicks with dicks. So, she does have a dick? He closed his eyes and shook his head like he was trying not to go into beast mode. Steele thought it was smart to let that subject drop. Do I need to find the stalker? No, just protect her till the pigs do their job. Which means we don't know how long this will take, he muttered. Fuck no. That's why I'm sending you instead of any of the others. Got no ball and chain. Can stay until it's over, or they run out of scratch. Brick, Steele suggested. Fuck. Him and Brick were the only single ones left out of the crew. You turning down the job? Don't even answer that. You ain't turning down the job 'cause you're assigned to the fucking job. Don't like it? There's the fucking door. Steele sat back and grinned, knowing Dee was just blowing smoke up his ass. His team was good and worked well together. He wasn't going to break it up just because someone turned down a job. Lucky for you, she's a fucking gym rat. You'll be able to work out while you watch her. Steele's ears perked up. Figured you'd like that, Dee grumbled. Where's this job at? Where you want it to be? Steele tilted his head. Hawaii would be good. Well, fuck then, it's your lucky fucking day. Steele's head popped up. The job's in Hawaii? Diesel gave him a look. Yeah, on the tropical island of Las Vegas. Lots of fucking sand for you out there. Can work on your fucking tan. Steele lifted a shoulder, thinking about the possibilities. Vegas ain't bad. I say Vegas? Sorry to get your fucking dick hard. Meant 20-something miles outside of it. Boulder City. So what you're saying is, I'm gonna be sweating my balls off. You got balls? Of steel, Steele reminded him. Hence my name. Diesel grunted and shook his head. Is it 24/7, or am I getting help? You're it, unless you don't think you can handle babysitting one girl. I can handle it. Show up at a place called the Strike Zone and ask for Peter Berger. He's our manager. He'll give you more details when you get there. And when am I getting there? Dee grunted. Yesterday. Fuck. Going the fuck home now. Soon as Julie's up to feed Scarlett, gonna have her get you on the next available flight and email you that shit. Got me? Steele nodded. Gotcha. At least I'll be close to the strap. Don't be dragging the girl to your underground fights, asshole. You'll leave her scarred for life. This is a paying job, not a vacation. Need to stay on her 24/7. The boss man knew him too well. 24/7. Roger that. Dee shook his head and stood up from the chair, careful not to wake the sleeping baby. Now, get gone. Gotta get home before she starts crying for Julie's tit. Steele opened his mouth to make a joke, thought better of it, and closed it instead. Besides Slade, he was one of the best fighters in the area, but he was sure fucking glad he never had to go against Dee in the ring. The man might not float like a butterfly, but he could sting like a fucking sledgehammer. and joking about the boss man's old lady's tits might warrant a not-so-gentle boop from Dee's fist.